Hey guys, GH. Welcome to the isolation tea. Just had to get out today. It's brutal, isn't it? Just staying inside all the time. Had a few things I wanted to do. I've got some old late 30s, 1940s golf clubs, some Hickory woods and a Hickory one iron, and some of the first steel shafts that came out. Amazing, and with the old slick grips on them. So I wanted to hit a few of those today. But guys, something I've been doing in my swing of late, which is really, and it's come about because I've been working out so hard with all the time I've got and doing those resistance bands, and I've developed, a lot of lat and, tricep and this musculature here, and really strong in the glutes and that type of thing, because doing a lot of squats and stuff. And what I've done is I've gone back to what I used to have in my swing, like when I first started playing. What used to start my downswing used to be this. I get to the top, and the first movement down for me was that. I used to just sit, my rump used to just sit into my left rump, my buttock, just like that. And that used to isolate the hands, keep them there, and keep the shoulders quiet. And then, they would just drop a little bit, and then I could hit as hard as I liked because I'd already started the swing from the bottom. So even with channel lock, I was hitting some shots yesterday, and they were just exquisite. I mean, absolutely mind-bendingly good. And it was something that I haven't had for 30 years. I forgot it. I lost it 30 years ago. And it was a feeling I had, and I lost the feeling, but I never knew what created the feeling. And that's really why I've always been so strong on when I teach people that if they've got something going, they've got to understand what creates the feeling, because as soon as you lose the feeling and you don't know what creates it, you can't get it back. It's taken me 30 years to get it back. But it's unbelievable. Now the other thing is that in my backswing now, what I want to feel is that I have absolutely no mobility in my wrists at all, and to the point that I don't ever want to cock the golf club, ever, in the golf swing. I want to take it back like a straight line. I want to feel like the club's like that. That's what I want to feel, like that. And then when I sit into my rump, that gives me the download. I'm not looking like that when I see it on video. I'm going back and I'm still getting a bit of wrist cock here, but it's the momentum of the golf club doing it. And what I find is the great benefit of this, by having this feeling of everything is a straight line here, is that it keeps the pressure down, keeps pushing the club down in the backswing, and it gives you a really nice arc. You're not narrow. So it basically it feels like it should look like this. That's what it feels like it should look. Now, how do I get all that stretch? Guys, I pull as hard as I can with my hands in the backswing. I'm pulling my hands are pulling my arms and trying to pull my lead arm out of the shoulder socket. I'm pulling it, trying to straighten and make it longer. And that's how I get the pressure down, and that's how I get the extension in the arc in the backswing. But boy, I was hitting it unbelievable yesterday. Just amazingly so. So I'll just try some. I haven't had a warm up, so I'll just, and there's really strong left to right wind here, but I'll just hit a shot up here with the driver. But what I'm trying to do is get to here, guys, and then just sit in there, and the sit actually down cocks the club for me. Now it's a big stretch away in the backswing. Now that was really, really strong shot, really hard push, power draw back into the wind. And if you do sit into that lead side, I'm not sitting in as much as I want to, but if you do sit into that, if you do squat into that lead side, you'll get a little bit of bend in that lead knee. Absolutely rip that back into that left to right wind. Guys, that's as good a drive as I've ever hit, ever in my life. Ever, 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 ever. The most perfect flight. There's an out of bounds fence up down the right. I've just aimed it at that out of bounds fence. It's just banked over back into the wind. Just exquisite golf shot. And that's after 2 shots. Now I'm feeling this. That's what my swing feels like, a big lightning rod. It's not that, but that's the feeling. And I've got my arms fully extended here, guys. Very much single axis. Now guys, with no exaggeration, and as we say in Australia, not telling a porky pie, a lie, those 2 balls are that far apart. They're just laser guided golf balls. And I've got nowhere near the squat into that lead rump that I want yet. And it'll probably take me a week to get the feeling back. But I've got no intention at all to lift the club up. I'm trying to push the club along the ground. And the only way it gets up is through the turning of the shoulders. I'm pushing it. If I didn't turn my shoulders, just push my arms along, it'd stay down. But as you turn your shoulders, it raises the club. But I'm not trying to raise the club. I mean, that's just absolute bullet. There's no movement on the ball. No. Just a tiny little power draw. And it's really confidence boosting when you can aim at that out of bounds fence there and know that it's not going over that fence. I use that fairway. There's a big tree up here, and between there and the out of bounds fence about 20 yards. And I use that as my fairway. With the driver, just hit them all in there. Just easy. Easy measy. And see, we get a lot of stretch and a lot of squat. That puts a lot of load on the shaft. A lot of load. Come on, Jason. I mean, to hit with a left to right crosswind like that, to be able to hit shots into that fairway like that, that's really accurate for a driver. Okay, last shot. So the message is, guys, we just want to have a big long lightning rod. Feel you're going to do that. If you're someone that takes the club up, feel like it's there. And then as soon as you squat in, you'll get, if you had it up here, as soon as you squat in, you'll get that. The club will drop back. One more. Just one more. I can get into that lead buttock even more. I'm not getting in anywhere I need to get in, but that's the intention. Last shot. You get that. You get that lightning download. Feels fantastic. Okay, guys, just a little bit of stuff to. While I'm here, these old clubs, guys. The shafts in modern drivers today are graphite about between 55 65 grams. A heavy graphite would be 72 75. Most of the guys use 65s. The shaft in this club is about 165, 170 grams, because solid wood. It's a very heavy golf club. I'll just hit a couple with it. I'm hitting it, I just got to swing it easy because they're not my clubs, they belong to somebody. The lie is unbelievable. These are about 40, 48 degree lie. Unbelievable. Today's drivers are 60, 61. These are just so flat. And the grips are just no thicker than the shaft. And they're as slick as anything. So here we go. It's just the most beautiful feel off the face, but there's so much torque in the shaft that unless you deliberately roll the face shut, just leaves the face open, so you get sort of a push fade. I would have to roll the face shut to hit that straight. It just goes out and just banks away. And it's 50 yards shorter than my driver. But I'm not trying to hit this very hard. It's amazing that the guys could play the sort of golf they did with these golf clubs. I mean, that's right out of the middle of the club. But it's the same flight. It's just that bank away, a little push fade. Because the shaft's got so much torque in it. I'll try and roll the face closed a little bit. I'm actually scared of the club. I'm actually scared to swing it hard because it just feels like, I don't know, there's so much movement in it, you just think that it might break. It won't. And it's so heady, the head feels like it's about 3 pounds. Just massively heavy in the head. Come on, James. Give it a hit. They were geniuses that could play with these golf clubs. Absolute geniuses. Amazing. Guys, I've got a 1-iron here. It's a 1-iron. Hickory shafted 1-iron. I'll hit it off a tee because they don't belong to me and I don't want to hit the ground and maybe break the shaft or something. I'll just hit it off a tee. There's a tree up here that I could get to with a 5-iron without any trouble today. I'd say this would be lucky to get there. Absolutely flush that. Straight as an arrow. I mean, like you can't believe how straight. The ball doesn't move, guys. And I'm hitting those a little on the bottom of the club. So I don't know where the sweet spot is, but just dead straight. I mean, dead straight. Come on, James, get a little bit of squat. Those 3 balls are 5-yard circles though. Yeah, they've gone about as far as I hit my 5-iron. See if I can really get one up there. Just shows you how amazing those guys were. I lost the grip on that on the backswing. They're amazing though. I don't know how you can. You know, that they were amazed. Well, that's all they knew. They only knew that. Didn't know anything else. This is a, it's got 8 iron on the bottom, and the loft is 50 degrees. 50 degrees, guys. That's a gap wedge, 50 degrees. It's got 8 iron, it's got the loft and lie on the back of the club. 28 degree lie. Can't be 28 degrees lie. There's something wrong with that. Can't possibly be 28 degrees lie. It's got loft 50 degrees, lie 28. Can't be 28. Here we go. 8 iron normally I can carry about. Good 8 iron, you know, 145 yards to 150 yards. I can hit it further than that, but I don't try to. There's a bit of wind here, so it'll be interesting to see how far this goes. I flushed that, absolutely flushed it. Hasn't gone very far, guys. About probably just be under 130. I really flushed it. It goes nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And these are the first steel shafts that came out, the plastic covers on them. The first steel shafts came out, what, 1936 or something? Watch this. Okay, come on. See if we can really flush one. It's going about, it's only carrying about 125 into that wind. I'm not trying to hit it hard. I'll really try and hit this hard. Oh, flush that. Absolutely killed it. It's about 130. So they were geniuses. Absolute geniuses. Anyway guys, just some old clubs that I wanted to try. What else have they got? This is a 6 iron. The loft is 39 degrees. My Taylor 6 iron is my Taylor 6 iron is nine, 6 iron or 9? Might be 9. No, it looks like, no. No, it's got a lot of loft on it. Oh, hang on. It's a 9 iron. I think. It's a little bit longer than the... No, it's a 6 iron. It's longer than the 8 iron. It's an inch longer than the 8 iron, so it's a 6 iron. Yeah. Let's see how far I can hit it. 6 iron for me. It's about normally about 160 yards, 165 carry. Normally. And I've just flushed that. Absolutely killed it. I'm about 145. But so straight. Come on, Jason. And that's right on top of the other ball. They don't move, guys. They just go dead straight. There's none of this. No slingies. It's just amazing. They're old clubs. The guys were geniuses to be able to play with these and play the type of golf they did. What would Bobby Jones do with modern clubs? Okay guys, just a Saturday afternoon out away from being isolated and going nuts, stir crazy. Just thought I'd come out and do a bit of stuff. What else? Anything else happening? Somebody asked me something the other day. I can't think what it was. Oh, you guys, because with the resistance bands I've been working with, I've really been pulling hard this way. Really, and I'm really strong in the pulling action with my left arm at the moment, to the extent I'm getting a lot of that into my driver, and it's just so straight. And by pulling really hard, you're just never going to, well, I don't hit it over here anyway, but I feel I could never hit it over here because I'm really pulling hard with that lead hand now. So, just try, and don't try with the driver, just get an 8 on or something. You just hit a few half shots where you really concentrate on pulling with that lead arm and hand. Pull. The good thing about pulling with the lead arm, guys, keeps the lead shoulder up, and invariably it will always get you going into out. So just try and improve your lead arm inclusion in the golf swing. Try and get it playing a bigger role than it does now. And it does wonders for your chipping and your pitching. Okay guys, no more today. Hope you're not going stir crazy.